Hey guys, welcome back to the channel 36 Gems of Funk, and I'd like to welcome you to the Kaiju number 8, chapter 29 review. Now, a brief reminder of what happened in the last chapter. We saw Captain Shishiro, and he was pretty much down for the count, it seemed like. But in this chapter, he gets back up on his feet, and he's still coming at the humanoid Kaiju. He tells Naoki, "Don't worry, I'm still kicking." He gets back up. He realizes his maximum release is deactivated. He asks on what the status is, and civilians are being evacuated soon, and the troops are finally on their way. So things look like they're getting a bit easier for Shisho. And but the giant kaiju still here. He still has to face up against his giant kaiju, and we've seen that he's not prepared. His weapons are ineffective against this kaiju, but this ties into the chapter because we see flashbacks of him when he's a kid, and his father speaks to him and he tells him that he's not cut out for this era of fighting. If he was born in another period, the era of blades, but it's not the era of blades, so his marksmanship power is too low, and it just simply won't make the cut. And this is reinforced by a commanding officer. I'm not sure of the captain of the person's rank, but he's Shishiro's superior, and he tells him that him using blades in these times when more giant class kaijus are cropping up will get him killed. Now, it's not he's not wrong. He's not wrong because we've seen him struggle and being pushed, like beaten to the brink of. I say not to the brink of death because it's anime. I mean, the blood is dripping from his eyes. He's got blood dripping from his eyes, blood from his mouth. But it's anime, so he still has that. Well, it's manga, I should say. He still has that chipper exterior. That don't worry, I'm still going. I've still got this. So he gets back up and he's just staring down the giant kaiju, and I don't know what he plans to do, but he goes at him. He tries again, and he's using his signature techniques, his Hoshina style, his sword technique number one. Tries to slash the arm. It doesn't work. It doesn't really do much to him, and even the giant kaiju remarks and says that your blades don't work on me. And again, it's not wrong. These people aren't wrong, but Shishiro is not listening to them. He's still committed to his job and to protecting the world from the kaiju threat. I mean, he's been told his whole life to give up by others, including his own father. So that must be super disheartening. And to hear the enemy say that as well, to see it say the same thing that everyone else has been telling you is disheartening. But again, it doesn't shake his resolve. He keeps, and he even remarks, "I've been hearing this shit all my life since I was a kid, but she told me different." And it's a flashback of him when he's younger, and we see him talking to Mina. I assume this is their first meeting, and she tells him, "You're a swordsman. I need your skills in this." And she mentions that she believes that there'll be miniature powerful kaijus cropping up soon. Well, not soon, but she makes a prediction that it will happen, and she needs someone like him because her bladed weaponry skills aren't any good. And it's kind of funny because she makes a joke saying that she doesn't even handle kitchen knives that well. And this all takes Shishiro by surprise because he was expecting to hear the same shit, to hear, oh, you're not, oh, you're a blade specialist, maybe you're not cut out for this, you're not cut out. But Mina doesn't, and she says, I need you to when I need to shoot a threat, can I trust you to clear the path for me? That's it. She says she needs his skills to help make up for her lack of skills, a union, if you will. Both both people fighting and using each other the best of their abilities. Now, during this flashback, this is while he's still charging at the kaiju. He's still trying to take him out. He's doing his best. He's thrown out his number 2 cross slasher. He's thrown out number 3 return slasher, the number 4 wild slasher, number 5 mist slasher. He's giving it his all. Number 6 the kaiju catches him, and it looks like he's over. And you see his reaction because when he catches him, it's mid attack. So the sixth attack, number six, doesn't even get to fit. He doesn't even get to finish it, and the kaiju grabs him just in his hand, and everyone is worried because now it looks like this is it. He's got him caught. He's in the palm of his hands, and we even see Kafka. He's just entering the battlefield, and he sees Captain Shishiro get caught, and there's a flashback of Ichikawa or Leno, I believe his name is. I may get the name wrong, but I'm still trying to learn all the names, so forgive me. And Kafka speaks to Ichikawa over the comms, I believe, and he says, Ichikawa, I'm sorry, I believe he shouts it. He shouts it because Ichikawa turns and he says, I'm sorry, you don't mean you, no, don't. If you transform here, then there'll be no escape. And Kafka doesn't care. His vice captain is in danger, and he's gonna jump into the fray, even if it means his revealing his secret that he's the Dai Kaiju. But fortunately, um, a Kafka doesn't need to transform because we hear good job holding everything down, and we see an Oki, the girl back in the comms tower, and she says that voice. But she doesn't finish that sentence because it cuts to Shishiro again, and he says, "Hey Kaiju, I've got you beat." And because has he Shishiro has been held in one arm, and and Giant Kaiju's other arm just gets, but it gets blown. His other arm gets blown off whilst he's still holding Shishiro, and the Kaiju's reaction is just like his whole arm is being blown off, and for scale comparison, this kaiju is like the size of a building. He's giant sized. He's on some Godzilla, King Kong, King of Monsters type size. So, and his arm just gets ripped off, blasted off from afar, and we see Captain Shishiro say, "I'm the vice captain of the base. Passing the baton to her is my job." Talking about, and we hear Mina saying, "Okay, a bridging request due to emergency. And blast is maximum power unleashed 96%. Blast the kaiju's arm off," and that's the end of the chapter. We see Mina come in and save the day by saving her vice captain, her subordinate, and I don't think this kaiju's taken out yet because I think we're going to see a bit more of Mina in the next chapter and what she's capable of with her marksmanship type. But I did love this chapter because we get to find out more about Shishiro and his upbringing and just how things were for him, because he states in the earlier chapters I think when he first meets Kafka, or when around the time when they're getting to the point of introductions, and he mentions that he's best suited to small to mid-size kaijus, that giant class are not his specialty. But bear with me, this is a theory I have now. We know that the weaponry and the artillery that they use is designed using kaiju remains, kaiju DNA. Now, they have a humanoid kaiju in the Defense Force that they're not aware of, Kafka, because my theory is that eventually the secret's going to come out about Kafka. It has to. It's not like this is a secret he'll be able to keep throughout the rest of the story. I believe by chapter 50, we'll be seeing more people be made aware of Kafka's abilities, and potentially the Defense Force is going to want to experiment on him, maybe find out what is it about him that's able to make him transform into a human kaiju, and he's going to have to explain about what happened on that day in the first, I believe, in the first chapter, when that bug creature, like it manages to attack him, ingest inside of him. He was on some alien xenomorph type stuff going on, except without the bit. But my theory is that that the defense force will find out about Kafka. They will run some sort of experiments and use his DNA to help craft better weaponry for the defense force, including people like Shishiro, who are good with, again, the mid-sized kaiju, but these giant classes. If it wasn't for Mina turning up, he would have been done for. So people like Kikoru could potentially see upgrades to their weapons, because we just saw her get her debut weapon, which it was noted to be like a prototype. So maybe using Kafka's DNA, she could get a better giant, a better a better axe base, essentially, upgrade to her weapon, even though we haven't even seen what her weapon is capable of. And maybe there's already other people within the force who use bladed type weapons who are more capable of taking giant sized kaiju out, because there's other divisions. So maybe we might see, because my hope is that we see other defense force members who use different styles of fighting against kaijus. So potentially, I would love to see a hand-to-hand combatant, someone who uses their fists against kaiju. But that's my personal opinion and my personal take. So that was the end of the chapter. I mean, um, you guys tell me what you think about this chapter. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen in the next chapter? Do we think I think Mina's going to take out this kaiju no problem, and so Kafka won't even need to transform. But tell me what you think below on this chapter and what you think's going to happen. Now, that was it for me, guys. I'll see you guys later. It's 36 Gems of Funk, 36 COF. Keep it fresh and keep it funky. Bye.